live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, technically, it's not over until Minnesota wins 4 times, but it's a good season, right? It is what it is, right? You're down 3-1. You played 2-on-5 for actually more than that, like 2-on-8 for 3 quarters. And then Austin Reeves no-show. Rui Hachimura, to his credit, kind of showed up later. Guys just didn't come to play. Played all your guys 40 minutes, your top 5 guys. You played them 40 minutes. You lived with them. You died with them. You had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and you blew it. Turnovers, house plays. Minnesota just wanted it more. The most frustrating part of all of this is I really think if just like anybody, like Rui was consistently decent throughout the series, Lakers would be up 3-1 right now. Like, I really do think Lakers are the better team, but they're not because Minnesota's up 3-1, right? Because their guys have shown up, Lakers haven't, right? Like, it's that simple. Austin Reeves over here had more fouls than points in the first half. Literally had 3 fouls, 0 points, no show, right? He ends up finishing with 5 fouls, has a terrible game, just getting bodied and bullied all game, right? Like, it's just, what do you say? What do you say at that point, right? Again, basically 2 guys give you 70 points, damn near, or 65 points. You're not winning very many games when 2 guys are it. When you only have 2 guys that you're counting on to give you any type of consistency, any type of effort, any type of energy, any type of offense, anything. This was inexcusable, right? But, hey, it is what it is, right? We're moving in the offseason. I talked about it going in. This is why I didn't want to play Minnesota. I got a lot of pushback for it. Got a lot of pushback for Minnesota. I just thought I didn't mind playing them later. Like, once we figured stuff out, Reeves guys started getting in a rhythm, build some confidence. Like, if we played Minnesota in the conference finals, I think this would have been a different series. But you play them in the first round, Lakers are just not built, or not. They haven't gone through the figure it out stage. They haven't gone through the physicality stage and, kind of worked up the ranks to get to the point in which they're at, right? Or where they can now match up better against Minnesota. Minnesota's came in and they just bullied us. Like, it's that simple. Like, Minnesota has just wanted it more, right? They've outworked us, out-hustled us, outplayed us. It's just, again, you're not winning very many games when it's, 2-on-7, right? Austin Reeves, look, I got a ton of flack, ton of people, oh, you're just a Reeves hater. Well, one of us was right. Where was Austin Reeves now? Yeah, he had a wide open look. Couldn't even knock that down. Tie the game. Send the game in overtime. Give us a shot. Right? It was terrible. He got hot, hit a couple threes. Credit him for that. But outside of that, dude, this whole series, the guy's been a no-show. Right? Rui Hachimura, like I said, he was great in the back half of the game. But, he's our, third highest paid player? And has just not shown up. Again, look, again, can anything happen? Sure. But I just don't trust this Lakers team to magically figure it out, right? Like, again, like, Lakers have just gotten beat every way possible. This is a Denver series all over again, right? Lakers look good, have a lead late, and then just get bullied and bodied and give it away. It's happened every time. Yes, technically Minnesota has to win one more game. I do think Lakers win game 6, right? And then, but can the Lakers beat Minnesota in Minnesota? I don't think they can't. They haven't yet, right? They haven't been able to prove that they can beat Minnesota in Minnesota. And they haven't been able to prove, like, they won one game. And that game they almost tricked off. Granted, they controlled that game start to finish, right? So give them that one. It's about as good of a game as you can get, controlling somebody start to finish, right? But again, it's just, we lack this size. We lack the athleticism. We lack the versatility necessary to match up against this team. It was a problem, all season. right? Like we knew that this was going to be a bad matchup. A lot of people wanted the Warriors or didn't want the Warriors. I wanted the Warriors because it's just a better matchup for us. It's not as physical. You kind of know what you need to do to navigate that series. Minnesota, they're too physical. Austin Reeves can't handle physicality. He can't handle ball pressure. It's something I've talked about for years now, right? But I get called a Reeves hater because, look what happened. All right. Where has he been? If he even half shows up, consistently throughout this series, it's probably a different series, right? But when LeBron and Luka are giving you 70 a game, and they're the only ones scoring the bat, you're not winning very many games that way. You're not going to have a lot of success playing 2-on-5. You're just not, and again, it's just, we need athleticism. Like this offseason, obviously got to get a center, biggest priority, but we need athletes, right? Like something that I've talked about. We need we don't have the athlete. Like Rui isn't an athlete. Like, yes, compared to you and me, Rui's an athlete, right? Like, Rui could probably smoke all of us in a 40-yard dash or whatever, right? But by NBA standards, right? Rui's not hyper athletic. Reeves isn't athletic. Luka's not athletic. When your most athletic player is LeBron James, right? Like, which is not a shot at LeBron. He's amazing. But when he's your sole athlete, right? Like, we lack size. We lack defense. We lack intensity. We lack consistency. You can't have all those things and then go up against a team that just is outworking you, right? Like, how do you mitigate that? You have to play superb. Technically, can the Lakers still win the game? Sure. I just don't trust this team to do so, right? Like, this hasn't been something where it's just like, oh, man, like, we've seen this story. We've seen this script 3 years in a row now, dating back to, 2023, when the Lakers saw the same thing happen in Denver, and then Denver again, and now this time it's Minnesota. I just don't see it. Again, can the Lakers do it? Anything's possible, right? Never say never. Talk about it all the time. Never be shocked, never be surprised by anything, right? Plenty of teams, and it's happened more regularly. Like, coming back 3-1 almost never happened. Right now, it's actually happened pretty regularly the last few years. I just don't trust this Lakers team to do so. I just think Minnesota they've beaten us, and it's frustrating because I do think the Lakers, if the Lakers just halfway showed up outside of Luka and LeBron being the only show-ups, right, I actually think this is a 3-1 series Lakers way, right? I just think Minnesota's role guys and bench have showed up. Lakers haven't, and JJ Redick was like, I'm just going to go with my 5 best guys, which I don't blame him, right? Jackson Hayes can't stay on the court. Guy is unplayable, right? Like, again, like, yeah, could you maybe got more Vando? Sure. But trust your 5 guys to get it done. They got the lead to 10 and then, tricked it off. But, and also doesn't help, they're exhausted. Minnesota's just more athletic, which is good for this type of marathon, right? And, Anthony Edwards is just out here torching us. This is the result you get. Lakers just, they've done everything they can to beat themselves. Game 2, Lakers should have won game 2. Game 2, Lakers solely beat themselves. That was a tie game with 4 minutes left, and the Lakers had 20 turnovers and just played about as poor of a game as you possibly can. But Minnesota closed them out. This game, again, Lakers up 10 going into the 4th. They were up 7 with 5 minutes left or whatever. Gave it up again. What do you say at this point? The Lakers are who they are. You credit Minnesota, tip your cap to Minnesota. Hey, they just wanted it more. They were they were the better team. I think the Lakers are the better team, but Minnesota was this go around the better team. And I just think it showed, and it's unfortunate. I do think Lakers win game 5. I think I said 6 earlier too. I think they win game 5, right? And then I think Minnesota closes us out in Minnesota. I think that they'll beat us in game 6. Because again, I can only judge this team based on what we've seen. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a mind reader. I can't look at and go, oh yeah, no, Lakers are gonna, like, I just don't trust this team to win 3 straight games against this Minnesota team. This Minnesota team has wanted it more. I do think if we get to a game 7, we might win it. But I think Minnesota's going. I think we're going to find out who Minnesota is. Do they smell blood in the water and just get it over with? Or, but I think Lakers win next game. I think Lakers win game 5. And then I think after that, it's, hey, let's start talking about the offseason. That's just me personally. But anyway, let's get into the super chat questions, the regular chat questions. I see super chats trickling in. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm done with my rant. Let's get into the actual chat. I appreciate you guys. Dustin, coming out, $2 super chat. I've seen enough of Austin Reeves. Rui. Yeah. Look, I said it going into this season, going after the Luka trade, that this team is going to look very different. Even if the Lakers won the championship this year, I still think this team looks very different. Obviously, the Lakers, I think it's a wrap personally. But I think regardless, you got to start making tough calls. Got to start trading guys. And like I said, I don't think anyone's off the table. Austin Reeves, same thing. People, anytime I talk about trading Austin Reeves, people always like, oh man, like you're crazy, this, that, and the other. Again, I don't believe you just give guys away, but Austin Reeves isn't so good that you can just, like, you have to keep, like, no. And the dude's going to get paid. I think he lost a lot of money. That's for sure. I think he was probably getting 35 to 40 million. If the regular season would have translated into the playoffs, I think he got a bag. Now he'll probably get like 20, maybe 25 million by today's standard. I can see a team overpaying Reeves a little bit just to get him off the Lakers. But yeah, I mean, look, Austin Reeves, Rui, everybody, you name it. The only guys that I think you keep are LeBron and Luka. That's it. Now, there's guys that I would probably keep more than other, or if I could keep, like Vando, if you could keep Vando, fine. But if we get like 2 or 3 legit 3-and-D guys, bye Vando, love you, but you gotta go. Doe, Doe I wouldn't mind keeping just because he is versatile. As like a bench 3-and-D wing, I wouldn't mind keeping him, but nonetheless, I think everybody on this roster should be up for sale, right? See what you can get for guys. I think everybody should be up for sale. Samurai Jack coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know anything is possible. Words are hard. I know anything is possible, but do you feel like this is pretty much over? Are we calling it? I think it's over. I haven't seen a Lakers team that I trust to come back, right? Like, can the Lakers come back? Sure. Is it possible? Sure. I just don't trust what I've seen through these first 4 games to go, yes, this is a team that I do believe can come back. I just don't. I just don't think that they're going to put together the effort 3 straight games to come back and win, right? And Luka and LeBron have shown they can't by themselves, cannot beat Minnesota, right? So they need help. Now, maybe you get something in game 5 and, Austin Reeves finally decides to show up, and Rui and Doe, and that kind of leads into game 6. If Lakers win game 6, I think they have a real chance, like a genuine chance if they win game 6. I don't believe in just saying it's over till it's over, just because, again, I feel like I have a responsibility. Like, the content creator in me is like, hey, you have a responsibility. I think, this is, anything can happen, right? The fan in me is like, yes, probably over. I don't trust this Lakers team enough to pull it off. But appreciate you, Jack. Stakes coming out, $2 super chat. We stopped moving the basketball, too much ISO ball. Yeah. I mean, when guys aren't hitting shots and doing what you're supposed to, it's tough, this was just not a great game all around from guys. It's just very frustrating, right? They needed to move the ball more. They need to share the ball more. They are better when they are putting pressure on Minnesota, not bailing them out, right? I thought there were a bunch of just like forced shots. I thought, Reeves took 2 of them. Luka had had one, and then LeBron had the one where we were up 2 and we needed a bucket. And it's like, again, put your head down, get to the basket. You do that, and then Reeves with the careless foul, right? Like Jaden McDaniels, he has the layup. Just let him get it. Let him knock down the layup, right? It sucks now, but a tie game is better than a loss, right? I'd rather you tie the game and go the other way, use your timeout. Like, just the game's completely different. But instead, you foul him, he gets an and one, right? It's just, it's the little things, right? Legend coming out, $2 super chat. Thanks so much. Oubre for Vando, better two-way player with bounce. Those are the kind of things that the Lakers need. Lakers need athleticism. They need shooting. They need a combination of guys. They do. You got to get guys that can, they need, again, athletes. That's simple, right? Lakers need athletes. They need athleticism. We don't have athleticism, right? And that's a problem. Even guys on our bench, like Gabe Vincent isn't like super athletic or anything like that. Lakers, I believe, are going to be very active this offseason. I think that there's going to be a lot of trades, a lot of stuff. So, again, everyone strap right in. But, yeah, I definitely like Oubre. Kelly Oubre, I think, would make some sense. Kazu, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. The Lakers were playing great, sharing the ball, and then we went to playing iso ball for some reason in the fourth. Luka, please share the basketball. Yeah, I think they just kind of were like, let's live and die on Luka and LeBron. LeBron didn't have a point in the fourth quarter. I would have liked to see a little more aggression from him. Again, it's not, I'm not trying, we didn't lose because of LeBron. I want to make that very clear, right? Like LeBron and Luka did everything that they could, but we did. We kind of got trapped. We fell into Minnesota's trap. And instead of playing the right way, doing what we're supposed to do, handling business, getting it done, we didn't. And it's frustrating, right? When you don't get stops, the offense gets stagnant, right? You're not moving, sharing the basketball. You're not playing the way that you're supposed to be playing. You're not playing the way they got you the lead. But I get it. You're trusting your guys, trusting your best players to close it out. But they've been working hard all game long, right? Like, move the basketball, make it easier. Don't bail out the defense, right? Things like that. It's just, it's so frustrating. But appreciate you. Thank you for super chat. Danny, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm so sad right now. We need 2 3-and-D guys and a center in the offseason. Greetings from Germany. Love your channel, Tyler. First off, thank you. Shout out to Germany. Secondly, yes, I do. I appreciate the super chat. Glad you love the channel. Thank you. And then lastly, yes, Lakers need, again, they need legit 3-and-D guys. They need athleticism. They need center, ideally 2 centers. You need guys that you can count on in the center spot. You need guys that can get out, defend the perimeter, all that, right? Lakers have to overcompensate, something that I've talked about very heavily. Lakers keep overcompensating because they lack the interior size, right? If we had, a legit center that could apply rim, have rim protection, you don't have to overcompensate as much. We were over helping on Anthony Edwards and all that, right? Like, almost like we didn't learn our lesson in game 1. Like, make Anthony Edwards beat you. Can he by himself beat this team? I don't think so, right? He could drop 50 and still lose, right? Like, it's so frustrating. It is incredibly frustrating. But appreciate you, Danny. Legend coming out, $2 super chat. Dalton, Rui, Shake for Andrew Wiggins. Personally, I'd stay away from Andrew Wiggins. As like your 4th, 5th guy, maybe, but I just think he's making too much for what this team needs. I'd rather go use that trade and those assets to go elsewhere. Also, Miami, I think, is going to want probably picks and stuff for Andrew Wiggins. I personally wouldn't hate it. Like, if they got Andrew Wiggins, long, lengthy, versatile, 2-way guy, can create a little bit for himself. But I think they need guys, like, they need to build the team like you saw in Dallas, right? That went to the finals. The only difference is you would have a LeBron instead of Kyrie, right? Like, but it's what you need. You need, legit centers, 2 centers. Get me 3, like, legit 3-and-D guys, and have a center. Like, I wouldn't mind keeping Doe. I know a lot of people aren't like super thrilled on Dill right now, but he is very good, very versatile for what you need, especially off the bench. My perfect like roster construction, just at a glance, would be something like Luka, 3-and-D point of attack, sizable guard forward, like a 6'6" to 6'7" guy. Another one alongside that guy, LeBron, and then a center, right? And then off the bench, have another center, have a 3-and-D, point of attack 3-and-D guard, right? Like I actually wouldn't hate keeping Gabe Vincent, but he's making $11 million. I'd look to go trade him. Like I wouldn't mind like a Bruce Brown, right? Like go like Bruce Brown. I don't know, say Clint Capella off the bench, Dorian Finney-Smith, and then can you get another like, vet minimum veteran 3-and-D guy? Perfect. I think now the roster's good enough to win. Davion coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Players did a lot of bad stuff at the end. But I blame this loss on JJ when we were up 2 with 1:30 left. You should have brought in Vando and Goodwin. I mean, to do what, right? Like, again, Lakers got caught up. They had one timeout left, right? Like, now you have to stop the ball in order to get those two out. And then you're just heavy on isolation. And the problem was, like, Austin Reeves fouled. Like, it was just careless mistakes, right? Like, yeah, like, I get fresh legs, defensive purposes and whatnot, but you still need LeBron and Luka and Reeves to hit shots, right? But, like, LeBron didn't score in the fourth. Luka was getting gassed, and Austin Reeves was a no-show. So it's like, I don't really like, JJ did what he was supposed to do. You have your 5 best players out there on the basketball court, and you live and die with them, right? They got them the 10-point lead. As soon as JJ went with them, boom, gets 10-point lead. They were up 7 with like 4 minutes left or whatever, 5 minutes left. I think JJ made the right call. I know in hindsight, it's frustrating, but I think JJ made the right, like, again, like, yeah, you put in Goodwin, but Goodwin and Vando don't give you offense, right? Like, so yeah, you get the stop, but now you don't have timeouts to get offense. So guess what Minnesota's going to do? We'll just let Vando and Goodwin shoot, right? Like, maybe they hit the shot, maybe they don't. I think there's a potential where you're in a worse spot, right? I think you have your 5 best players for a reason. Live with it. Right, you live and die by your 5 best players. Personally, that's just my opinion on that. Appreciate the super chat. Legend coming out $2 super chat. Gabe too tiny. Place him with bigger like Gary Trent. I mean, Gabe Vincent's too tiny for like a 3-and-D wing, right, or like a 2 guard. But as like a point guard, he's fine. Right, he's like 6'3", 205 or something like that. Like, he's fine for a point guard. He just lacks the athleticism. Like, Lakers need some real like point of attack athleticism. I don't mind Gabe Vincent as like your backup point guard that's just going to play 10 minutes a game in the playoffs. Right, like, I do think he's like the prototype you want alongside of Luka and LeBron. Right, where he can initiate the offense, give the ball up, give the ball to Luka, give the ball to LeBron, and then play off ball and knock down shots. I don't hate it. Gary Trent Jr., I'd love to have a guy like Gary Trent Jr. I don't know why the Lakers didn't go get him when they could have. But nonetheless, I would like a more sizable guard if that can happen. Like, I wouldn't mind looking at like an Alfred Payton, right? Like, he's got he's 6'5", something like that, just like a sizable guard that can make plays and defend. I think that would be great in my opinion. Jay coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We need to trade AR. He is not a playmaker. Bro needs to hit the gym. All we kept doing is iso ball the whole fourth quarter. Team choked in the clutch. Yeah. Look, I have been very big on. I've been critical of Austin Reeves when it's warranted. I've been critical for him these postseasons. I was hoping he would wake up and come alive. I'm labeled a Reeves hater. I don't think I'm a Reeves hater. I think I'm just honest, and I understand Austin Reeves fans love Austin Reeves, but I don't know how you defend this. I don't know how you defend this playoffs. And this is now the second playoffs in a row where he's been terrible. This was by far his worst postseason. And he's coming off of his best season of his career. But again, right? Like, what did people say about D'Lo? D'Lo, great regular season. I don't care what you do in the regular season. I care what you do in the postseason. And now, but when it comes to AR, people are like, oh, but no, but AR is like, no, it's the same thing, right? Like AR is a no-show. The guy's shooting 30 or 28% again from three-point range. I think it's 30%. I think he's like 30.5% from three-point range, right? Like the guy's getting bullied. This is a terrible matchup for Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves just doesn't handle ball pressure well, doesn't handle physicality well, right? I think that they need to take a look at trading AR. Again, I don't think you just trade guys. Like, I don't want to just trade Rui just to trade Rui. Like, I don't think you trade AR for, Colin Sexton or something like that. But I think if there's moves there that make sense, I think you look to unload those guys. I do. That, or you bring on, if Austin Reeves is willing to take a sixth man role, fine. If he's willing to come off the bench and be the sixth man, then fine, keep him. Right? Because you would need scoring off the bench. But outside of that, I think you have to look to trade him just like everyone else. Again, the only guys that I think are that you aren't trading are LeBron and Luka. I think everyone else for the right price is expendable. But yeah, it just you're not right. I mean, the ISO ball killed us. Guys not rotating, guys not hitting shots. It's just Reeves had a look, didn't get it. It's frustrating. Lakers just did everything they could to beat themselves. Steaks coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Rui did well. We went away for him for no reason. I mean, Rui again, and I even talked about this earlier. Like, to his credit, Rui did show up towards the back end. I mean, he had a huge three at one point, right? But I just think, again, at $17 million, he's too inconsistent. I think you can turn him into something more valuable. But look, I've always liked Rui. He just, he's too hot and cold. This was a game where, to his credit, I thought he really picked it up. But he's a liability on defense side of things. When he's not shooting the lights out, he's just rough. He doesn't rebound well for his size. It's frustrating, And then Rui, I mean, going away from him, I just like, what are you going to do? You're just going to run your offense through Rui? They got him that open look with like, what was it, like a minute left or whatever, or a minute and a half left where he hit the three, regain the lead. But it's just frustrating. Rob coming out $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Passing the ball has always won us games. Why go hero ball and settle for threes? Luka and AR shooting us out of the game multiple times. How do we have the best scorer in history and don't pass him the basketball? Yeah, I mean, look, again, they got incredibly stagnant towards the back end of the game. They tried to ride Luka. I don't know, maybe LeBron was tired or whatever, because I mean, he wasn't even going the basketball. He wasn't even trying to get the basketball. Like, usually when LeBron wants the ball, he goes and gets it, right? Like, he establishes himself. He just kind of was tucked away in the corner all game, or all fourth. So I don't know if that was by design. I don't know if LeBron was tired. I don't know. I wish I was in the huddle to be able to be like, man, just LeBron was gassed, right? But again, Lakers are best when they share the basketball. I don't expect them to be a super ball movement, ball doesn't stick type team ever, just because you have Luka and Luka's going to be your engine, right? And then when Luka's not on the ball, LeBron's going to be on the ball. You're talking about two of the highest usage players ever, right? So I don't expect them to be this like super like, non-stick team, but they did. Again, you bail out the defense. They know what's coming, right? And, I thought there were several ill-advised shots. Like I talked about it earlier, right? I thought Austin Reeves had like two or three. Luka had two, and then LeBron had that one when we were up two and we just needed a bucket, right? And it's just, you bail out the defense. That simple. When you bail out the other team and they punish you. Now, and that's exactly what happened. It's just so frustrating. It really is. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. See how the rest of the series goes. Like I said, I think it's more likely than not over. Now, stranger things have happened. Never say never. But again, this team just hasn't shown me enough to where I'm like, all right, like they can do this, right? I just look at this team as like, I don't think that they're beating Minnesota 3 straight times. I don't. I mean, I could see Minnesota just having another hot game and just beating us, right? Like, so I think we're cooked. Gonna get into the offseason pretty soon. I know I'm Mr. Trade guy, but here we go. But I appreciate you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, everyone, for super chats. Let's get into the regular chat until some more trickle in, and then I'll jump back to those. We are cooked. Yes, I agree. Well, boys, it's been a good run. We need to reset our roster for next season, but who knows if we come back and win this series. Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, it's never over until it's over. I just personally, I just don't like. Again, I don't think this team has shown me what I can look at and go, they can come back. They can do this, right? Like it wasn't something where, it's just like, I don't know, 2 game winners or something like that or whatever, right? Like somebody got hurt and came back, or it wasn't anything like that. I just think Minnesota wants him more. I really do. And it's frustrating because I do think the Lakers are the better team. I just think Minnesota has been better, right? I think Lakers, if you just get like, half decent games out of Austin Reeves, half decent games out of Dorian Finney-Smith and Rui and guys like that, I think this is a 3-1 series Lakers. But you didn't, right? Their guys showed up, ours didn't. Man, LeBron did everything on the defense side, but they can't hit shots. Yeah, I mean, look, LeBron was fantastic. Fantastic. Please, Tyler, I beg you, be realistic and say season is over. Again, it's never over till it's over. Again, I have a responsibility, but I personally think that the series is a wrap. Let's see. Luka missed some easy lay. Everyone missed some easy lay. Rui had a couple missed. LeBron had like 2. Luka had 2 or 3. Like just layups. Bro, I can't with this team, dude. We're so done. Yep, I think it's a wrap. Tyler, where's your coach? Where's JJ Redick? Just bench Vando rather than guarding Edwards. Man, wake up. He is a trust coach. I know nothing about matchups. Sucks. I could not disagree more. Again, he is not responsible for the production of the players. I get so I don't know if people think coaches can just like Space Jam monster into players' bodies or something, right? Like JJ Redick isn't responsible for guys missing layups or taking ill-advised shots or turning the ball over or Anthony Edwards hitting a half-court 3 or like, again, a coach can only micromanage so much. There's only so much that a coach can do. JJ Redick went with his 5 best players. They got up 10, went into the fourth quarter, and he rode his 5 best players. That's what if this was Phil Jackson or something, everyone would be like, man, that's why Phil's Phil. Like, it's silly. Like, again, like it's just, I don't know what people think a coach is able to do, right? I don't think people understand what coaching is, right? Like, again, coaching is not, you can't, you can only micromanage things so much. Like, you're not responsible for careless possession. You only get so many timeouts. You only get so many things. Right? Again, JJ Redick, like, who is he supposed to go with? Right? What is he supposed to do? Yeah, you go with Jared Vanderbilt on Anthony Edwards. Jared Vanderbilt hasn't slowed down Anthony Edwards all series. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's silly. Like, man, it's so funny watching people just like grasp, man. Let's see. LeBron, crucial foul, turnover down the stretch, lost us the game. Get LeBron the hell out of my team. He is a world-class choker. I disappeared in the final second, scared to take the game. Tying 3 turns the ball over bricks. I am no longer his fan. I don't know how you could blame LeBron for this, personally. Please, chat, finally agree. Reeves is terrible. Let's see. Well, we have to make some big moves in the offseason as it stands. Yes, agreed. And I think that they will. I think this team is going to look very different. Let's see. Sorry to find some me. See you all next season. Reeves needs to come off the bench. Switch him for a defensive player in the 4th. Yeah, Reeves is. He's been rough. Next game, our home court. I guess we're gonna win. It depends on Game 6. Now, I think that's what it boils down to. I think Lakers will win Game 5. They win Game 5. I think it comes down to Game 6. I just don't. Again, I don't trust the Lakers to beat Minnesota in Minnesota. Right? Are you going to be able to beat this team 3 straight times? I don't think so. And the other problem is, like, even if the Lakers do come, like, let's say they do magically come back and win this series, right? They're going to be so gassed and burnt out that they're probably just going to lose to the Warriors. Like I actually thought that they would beat the Warriors if this was just like a normal series. Even if it went 7, I think the Lakers would win. But it's one thing when it's like, 2 games, 1-1, and then you win in 7. It's another thing when you lose 3 out of 4, and then now you have to, every game is a game 7. You can have no off games. The intensity is insane. Like, I don't see this team. I just don't trust this team to do that. Right. Like they've shown their inconsistencies all season. And now we're looking for them to magically figure that out. I don't think that they will, but Zion coming out to $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the offseason. Lakers love to play their comp and dig themselves in a hole. Well, now you're in the biggest hole possible. Yeah. Well, hopefully this is one of those days where the Lakers figure it out. Hopefully this is one of those games where the Lakers are like, okay, well, now let's play. But I think realistically, I think this is a wrap. I haven't seen enough from this team to be like, yeah, I trust them to come back and fight hard and win this game. Again, never say never. You never know. Crazy things have happened. Lakers do have 2 home games, so that's very beneficial for them, right? Where if it was something where they had, 2 more road games, I think almost for sure it's over. But if Lakers can get to a game 7, I think that they might win this series. But I think what'll probably happen, Lakers will probably win game 5, and then they'll lose game 6. That's what I think, personally. But yeah, offseason, my thing, like, obviously, look, I want more Lakers basketball, right? So I want them to win games, but I also kind of am just like, if you're not gonna come back, I want you to just get it over with, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things, like, unless he can be resuscitated back to life, just do the courtesy, right? Like, it's kind of how I feel right now, right? Like, I don't want the Lakers to win. Like, my biggest frustration would be Lakers win game 5 and 6 and then lose in 7. Like, that would infuriate me. Like, I will, oh man, I'd rather the Lakers just call it, bon voyage type thing. Like, hey, it was a good season, and just move to the offseason personally. But appreciate you, Zion. Thank you. Back to the regular chat. Austin Reeves just wasted an entire season of hard work from a team and passion from the fans. Get him off my team. I'm heated. I doesn't deserve to wear the purple and gold. Pathetic. Look, like I said, I got a lot of criticism, a lot of pushback for Austin Reeves. Earlier in the season, he's just, again, he's inconsistent. He has too many holes. He's a role player, right? Like, people just try to make him out to be this star. He's not. He's a role player. He's an above average role player. He's a very good role player, but he's not more than that. He's not a superstar or a star or an all-star or anything like that. He is a very good role player, right? Talked about, like, him as your third guy is not, like, I'd rather have a 2-way guy, right? Like, yeah, the Reeves foul, I do think, cost us the game, because it was a careless, silly foul, right? I don't think that was the only thing that, like, Lakers lost. Like, again, you don't necessarily lose a game on just one play, but that you could argue was the kind of the first nail in the coffin, right? Because, again, you gave up. He's not going to miss the dunk, right? Like, you might as well just let him finish. If he misses the dunk, then he misses the dunk regardless, and now you have a chance to get the rebound, right? But you don't, like, why even contest it? Why even try? Like, why even challenge it? Just let him get the dunk. It's a tie game. You have the ball and you're going the other way. But now all of a sudden you're down 1. It's just like, those little things can be the difference, can change the game. It's over. Yes, very likely. Doncic is the worst defender I've ever seen. I don't know, several guys on this team that are pretty bad. Let's see. Same as last game, multiple missed layups. Luka repeatedly turning the ball over to LeBron with one of the worst passes I've ever seen in the history at the end. Pathetic basketball season is over. Yes, they have not been good. I knew it. I didn't watch the second of this. I'm assuming second half of the game. Excuse me. There we go. And there we go. Check any scores because Lakers were guaranteed to lose. His team is pathetic and has absolutely no talent. I hate the Lakers so much. Well, hopefully this offseason we change that. Hopefully this offseason goes very different. It goes the way that I want it to. Rob, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really think a good center and vet backup center changes the look of this team, opens up lob threats. I don't think we need to blow up the squad. I think you need more athleticism and two-way guys. I personally think that I don't think you have to trade necessarily everybody, right? Like, I don't think we need to have a 13-man roster now, right? Or new 13-man roster. Like, I don't think you have to go that extreme, but I think you need at least two more 3-and-D guys and two like legit centers. Like, just argument, like just using examples, right? So I don't want people to like run away with it, which I actually wouldn't hate this, but point it, like, let's say we redo the Mark Williams trade in the offseason, right? For cheaper. I would like, if we got like a Mark Williams and then signed like a Clint Capella as a backup, perfect. Because now I think you have that big physical guy and Clint Capella, who also is still one of the better offensive rebound guys. And you also have your skilled big man in Mark Williams that can be the lob threat and just get buckets on his own. I wouldn't even hate keeping Jackson Hayes at that point because now he's like your third center, kind of give you the different looks, right? You got your skilled big and Mark Williams, got your kind of like interior guy that can bang with the big boys in Clint Capella. And then you have, Jackson Hayes is just your sprinter, lob threat big. I would like to look and see the Lakers do something along those lines personally. But yeah, they definitely need to do something like that. I don't think that they need to like I said, I don't think anyone is untradeable on this team, but I don't think like you have to basically gut the roster and have a new 13 guys. I think if you add, again, essentially two centers and like 2 3-and-D guys, I think the Lakers would be good. All right. We need some athleticism, like some real, like we need athleticism out on the perimeter. Like that's one of the big things that's killed us all season, lack of athleticism. But I appreciate you, Rob. Melvin, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's time to bench Austin Reeves and explore trade options for him in the offseason. Too much hype around him. Him being an all-star is laughable. Look, I get looked at as a Reeves hater. I don't think I'm a Reeves hater. I think I'm just honest about Reeves. And I think it's time to be honest about Reeves, right? Like, look, I like Austin Reeves. I don't think he's a bad player. Even I know right now he's been terrible this series, but I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's what he is, a role player, right? And if you're counting on a role player to be a star, you're going to be disappointed more often than not. Not just that, but Austin Reeves, the way he plays his game is very regular season-esque, right? He's like a poor man's James Harden, right? James Harden, what's been his biggest problem his whole career? When he gets to the playoffs, he doesn't get the whistle the way he does in the regular season, and you see his production tank, right? He'll have those games here and there where he's a monster and has, a credible game, but he also has those stinkers, right? Because he has to actually be productive, right? Well, now you're talking Austin Reeves, who's not James Harden, who is, a wish version of James Harden. So he's not getting the whistle. He's not getting 10 free throws a game. And then you fast forward to him having to be now efficient, and he's not, right? And, when he's not hitting shots, teams don't really judge. They go, hey, we'll wait for you to wake up, right? And then we'll figure it out, and then we'll contest. They essentially threw Anthony Edwards on Austin Reeves and completely took him out this series because Austin Reeves doesn't handle ball pressure well, and he doesn't handle physicality well. So I think that you need to look to shop them this offseason. I think it's a real conversation that needs to be had. I think that the Lakers need to just say, hey, what can we get? Again, you don't have to trade him. If a deal isn't there that makes sense, don't trade him. Right? Like, I don't want to just give Austin Reeves away, but I do think you need to at least, like you said, explore your options for him. Right? What is a team willing to give up? right? Because he's going into a contract year. So he's going to get paid. And look, a team is going to pay him good money, more money than the Lakers probably will, or the Lakers are going to end up having to overpay. So I do think that there's, even if he was good, like let's say he wasn't great, let's say he was just good, right? I still think it's something that you explore. But again, appreciate you, Melvin. Thank you so much, Super Chat. All right. Let's see, where was I? Let's see. LeBron got to turn the ball in on the inbounds, and they need to run some actual plays for inbounds, man. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help. We can't inbound the ball properly. Tyler, that's why your Lakers will not be hoisting Larry O'Brien trophy this year. You're not wrong. They're definitely doesn't look like that's happening this year. Our Austin Reeves is out of here, bro. I think you need to explore it. This team desperately needs a center and athletes. Agreed, 1,000%. Minnesota has the better team. I disagree. I think Minnesota's been the better team, but I think the Lakers are the better team. Like again, like these games, Lakers could easily be up 3-1, but they just get like they're Minnesota's guys are showing up, ours are, right? Like, but I think again, if like you got a half decent series from Reeves, I think Lakers are up 3-1. Right? Like I don't look at Minnesota and just like, man, like they're just that good. Like I don't, right? Like Denver was clearly the better. Like Denver was like they're just running through us, right? Like, but Minnesota, I don't look at these games and I'm like, man, Minnesota's just they're clearly better. No, their guys are doing what they're supposed to do when they need them to do it, and the Lakers aren't. Like it's that simple. Let's see. I disagree. I think JJ's been fine. I think again, like, is JJ responsible for Austin Reeves being a no-show this series? Is Luka responsible for, Luka getting sick? Is he responsible for the Lakers giving up how many offensive rebounds? They gave 18 offensive rebounds. Is JJ responsible for that? Is JJ responsible for the 10 turnovers? Is JJ responsible for LeBron turning the ball over on an inbound, or Luka keep continuously trapping himself at the half court line? Again, like, once again, I don't know what people think a coach is capable of doing. I don't know what people think a coach can and cannot do. Series overall, keep saying it. Reeves is absolute garbage. Now Lakers in 7. Oscar is getting traded. I think it's something that they need to look to. Honestly, I think it's something that they need to look to. Play Dalton. I don't think it changes anything. I really don't. Like, sure, could they throw him out there and see if maybe he can catch fire? Sure, but is he going to do that 4 games? Probably not. Not in his first postseason. And then on top of that, guess what Anthony Edwards and everyone's going to do every time he's on the basketball court? Right? Hunt him, because he's literally our worst defensive player. So, let's see. Here goes JJ being the scapegoat. Exactly. That's exactly what I think it is. And again, people want to find that one singular reason. Like, people don't want to just like look at the entire package and just go, okay, these are the problems, right? It's these 10 things. No, they want to like, okay, it's this guy's fault. It's Luka's fault. It's LeBron's fault. It's JJ's fault. It's whatever. Again, it's a culmination of things. Right? You don't get smacked the way we've been getting smacked because of just JJ, right? If players show up and do what they're supposed to do, then we're talking about how JJ's the best coach ever, right? Like, it has nothing to do with the coach. It has to do with the players, the personnel. Like, JJ can't make Rui Hachimura grow 7 feet. Like, let's see. The bench. Yeah, bench definitely needs to be addressed. Agreed. I don't know why. I hate it, that too. I really do. It frustrates me. Like, LeBron does that a lot, right? Where, he loves to take a three when you're up two, and it's like you get like I'd rather you pass the ball and have somebody else do it than and get an open look rather than him trying to take a 30-foot three. I get if he hits it, game's over. Lakers probably win that game, but if you don't, this is what happens, right? I would rather him just put his head down and get to the basket. No defense, no depth. The team has been cooked the last 3 years. Yes, hopefully now Lakers have a ton of expiring contracts, right? They have if you add Reeves to the mix, Lakers have like $60 million in expiring contracts, and then they'll have what 3 firsts or 2 firsts and whatever it is, right? What is it, 2 first? They'll have 2 firsts and 3 seconds or whatever that'll be available. Let's see. We are good at choking your around. What the F is happening? Lakers are just losing. Lakers are costing themselves. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Why do Lakers jack threes when they have a lead? Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, a lot of it is just tired legs. A lot of it is just they get exhausted towards the end, and they don't have the energy to put their head down and get to the basket. It's kind of like, but that's the difference, right? That's why I talk about we really need some athleticism. Really need some athletes out there, guys that can play through that. You guys need to trade Rui, Dorian Finney-Smith, Connect, and a few first-round picks for Anthony Davis, if only. I know. What do the Lakers really need right now? Anthony Davis. Yeah, I get it. You're upset. I'm right there with you. Trade Rui, trade Vando, get a big, get wings. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think anyone is untradeable. I think everybody should be on the table right now. Reeves has been awful. He really has. Let's see. I blame Pelinka for waiting to the last minute to make a center trade. Everyone knew we needed a center. I mean, again, you're going through. Look, could you argue does Pelinka deserve criticism for not getting a center the last few years? Yes, absolutely. But waiting the last minute, the Luka trade, took a month, right? And you're not doing anything else until you get that done because you don't want to accidentally trade something or give something up or whatever until everything stops when you're trading for Luka, right? So now you're trying to scramble to go get a center, and you go get Mark Williams. Again, I don't Lakers knew the initial injuries and were willing to look past it. They don't know what that injury report is going to show until it shows it, right? I don't really blame him for not getting a center this trade deadline, given they got Luka, right? But I think, yes, if you want to blame him for the last few seasons for not getting a center, because we could have used the center even dating back to Anthony Davis, right? Then yes, I agree. Trade Austin Reeves. Yes. Game 7. If Lakers get to a game 7, I think that they win it. But I don't trust them to get to a game 7. They haven't shown me that they are a team that can get where I need them to go. LeBron did everything he could, and we still lose. Shaking my head. Man, no one can defend besides the 40-year-old. Yeah, and that doesn't help either, right? When literally your guys can't defend. But that's why I keep reiterating, we need athleticism. You need athletes. You need guys that can go out there, defend multiple positions, play multiple positions. We need a guy like Rui, but just athletic, right? Guy like an OG or something like that. Let's see. 6 points from our bench is garbage. You're not wrong. Lakers should have attacked the basket down the stretch, but they settled for unnecessary threes. Agreed. Especially when you're up 2 with, 45 seconds left or whatever, and you get a bucket and the game is essentially over. At that point, you just have to make your free throws and you win. And what do? You take ill-advised threes. It's just, it's infuriating. Michael, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. at least I'm at peace for the rest of the playoffs. Anyone but the Celtics repeat. Honestly, Wolves are a dark horse. A West Conference Finals appearance, a repeat with how AE playing. I think whoever wins this series is going to the conference finals. So I think Minnesota goes to the conference finals again. I think that they'll end up beating the Warriors, assuming Randall continues to play the way he's playing, right? Like, because that was a big question: can Julius Randle show up in the playoffs? He doesn't really have a great history, a great playoff history. But yeah, Minnesota, I think, go to the conference finals. Look, I still wouldn't be shocked whoever wins that Clipper Denver series. I could see either of those teams beating OKC, but very well might just be OKC's year. OKC and Cleveland, something like that, right? Like, but yeah, I agree. As long as Boston doesn't win, as long as Boston doesn't win the chip, I'm okay. I can live with it. But man, it's just so frustrating. It really is. It is incredibly frustrating. Series is over, bro. Yes, more likely than not. Oh yeah, 100%. If Warriors beat the Rockets, all you'll hear is Curry. This is why Curry's better than LeBron. Blah blah blah. Even though the Houston Rockets are not the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's see. Stop blaming the players. Stop blaming the players. The players are the ones that have to play the game. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God. Like, I understand being frustrated, but come on. I mean, use common sense, right? Like, who plays the games? Rui showed up. He stuck with Rui. Rui showed up. So play Vando more. Okay, so you basically want to take out your offensive pieces and your other playmaking and your best players to play Vando more, who gives you nothing on the offensive side, right? Has not, like, he's been good. I've talked about Jared Vanderbilt, but again, like, inserting Vando in the second half over Reeves when Reeves scored 17 in the second half. Vando's changing the difference. Again, players have to play the games. Players are the ones that show up. Players are the ones that have to play. What are you talking about? Stop blaming the players. Like, that must be the most illogical comment I think I've ever seen. I get a lot of, like, just silly comments. That might be the worst comment I've ever seen. Like, no joke. Like, that is, stop blaming the players. The players play the game. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my God. I don't know. I don't understand it, Marlon. Look, I'm not going to go as hard as I would on somebody else because you comment a lot. You know, I appreciate it. But that is a terrible comment. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna be nice, but this isn't the comment you think it is, Marlon. This does not make you look good. Let's see. Time to trade Reeves. Agreed. We will never see a title again. Again? I mean, I don't know about that. Again is a long, like, ever is a long time, right? Like, are we seeing a title this year? Probably not. Dude, I would love Dyson Daniels. Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat, right? Like, you don't even have to give anything else. You don't even have to do anything else. If Atlanta was like, yeah, we'll give you Dyson Daniels roster. Dyson Daniels would be perfect. Perfect. He's probably one of the best players to put alongside Luka, right? You can argue, Reeves maybe does more or whatever. I don't care. Like, Dyson Daniels is exactly what you need alongside this team, right? Like, the things that I've talked about that I would trade Reeves for is either, an upgrade, like clear upgrade, you need it, or just like the ideal fit, like an ideal player in situation. And Dyson Daniels is exactly that. I don't think Atlanta would do that. I think Atlanta would rather keep Dyson Daniels. But man, I mean, he's 22 years old, talking about 6'7", 3 and D, like, just oh man, that would be a dream. I would trade Austin Reeves for Dyson Daniels without a doubt, personally. It is what it is, bro. Series is over yet. Yeah, yeah, Trip. There was a couple terrible calls. There was the one where, what was it? The kickball, right? Like where Julius Randle like just kicked the ball out of bounds and they gave it to Minnesota. LeBron isn't going anywhere. LeBron is supposed to take a discount this offseason. But they can play physical, but we can't. Yeah, it's crazy. Season's over. Yeah, more likely than not. Our best defensive guy is LeBron. That's all we need to know. Exactly. Exactly. We need to upgrade this roster. Let's see. Settling for threes during a close game. Why? Passing the ball has won us the game. Hero ball loses us the game. Yeah, exactly. Ill-advised shots, poor shot selection. Not playing the right way. Yes, because Hayes is. I mean, I'm fine with them if they don't want to play Hayes another minute. I'm fine with that. Bro, you were the one saying you're not afraid of Minnesota. What the F are you saying right now? Yeah, again, talking about a team being a bad matchup and not wanting to play them in the first round, and me saying I'm not afraid. Like both can be true. I don't understand what your comment is. Like I'm not afraid of anything because the Lakers beat Minnesota. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Like I still think the Lakers could technically beat Minnesota, right? Like if guys actually played the right way for 3 straight games, right? Like, but to say that they're a bad matchup and that I have my concerns and that I would prefer to play the Warriors doesn't mean that I'm afraid of it. Like, what are you talking? I don't. Comprehension is important, right? Like, details matter. Yes, you're not wrong now. Chicken Little, the sky is falling. That is correct. Ill-advised shots is why we lost. We're literally up 5 or 6, and Braun wants to shoot 3-man. We really be playing ourselves. Yes. Connect would play better on defense against Minnesota. He has the size. He is statistically our worst defensive player, like by a good margin, like by every metric. He is literally our worst defensive player. So his size and athletic, does he have the tools to be a good defender? Absolutely. Without a doubt, he has the tools to be a good defense player, but he's not yet. He's a rookie, right? Like he might get there, but he's not anywhere close yet. He is literally our worst defensive player, right? Like that's not, again, feel free to look it up if you don't believe me. Here, defense. There we go. Yes, Connect is our worst defensive player. Here we go. So, Dalton Connect is a 118. 118 defensive rating. Like Austin Reeves, for example, is a 116.5. Right? Like that matters. Like that is very important. So, yeah. Yeah, he would not be better defensively. All right, I'm going to do a couple more so I can get some videos done, do some breakdowns, do all that stuff. Warriors would have beaten the Lakers. I disagree. Not a hypocrite. You just don't know how to comprehend. There's a difference. Let's see. Bro, Luka is so ISO ball. It's pathetic. I mean, yeah, we knew that that's what he was going to be when he came here. Let's see. Maine Reeves ain't never going to show up. No matter if it's the first round, last round. Where Max Kleber? Yeah, Max Kleber's probably not playing at all. Let's see. Did you say Lucas trash? Lucas averages 35 a series, but yeah, right. Again, if you want attention, just say I want attention. I'd rather you just leave a comment of like, hey, I want attention. At least I'd respect you more than just being like Lucas trash 80s. That like, okay. David coming out the final shoot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The West teams are super close. Wolves are only 1 game behind the Lakers. Last 2 games were close. Lakers don't have the personnel to get stops. And get stops in games. Yeah. Again, they lack the athleticism. They lack the overall defense and everything. Right. It's just it's frustrating. It really is. It's frustrating because the Lakers should be up 3-1, but instead they're not because of poor execution down the stretch. Careless turnovers, not being able to close games, not being able to close out games, which is crazy because you got Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. So going into this series, it's like, well, if these games are close, Lakers are going to win those, and they didn't. Also, Minnesota was terrible in close games this year, right? They had a losing record in close games, right? So it was like, oh man, if these games are decided by like 2 points, Lakers are winning all of those, and they haven't, right? Like they haven't, right? Like so, it's so frustrating. It really is. It's incredibly frustrating. But appreciate you, David. And Maxwell coming to hot the $5 super chat. I think I'm going to end it here. Obviously, if I get another super chat, then I'll answer the super chat. But outside of the super chat, I think I'm going to end it here. Because I got a lot of videos and stuff. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. And it's early, so hopefully I won't have to be up till 6 in the morning. That would be awesome. Maxwell, again, thank you so much for super chat. Found your channel the other day. Love your stuff. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Seriously, I appreciate that. Thoughts on if we could trade Austin and someone else for Kessler and Collins? I'm assuming you mean John Collins, right? I would do that. I think John Collins makes a ton of sense. I would trade whatever we have to trade to get Kessler. I've talked about that numerous times. I think Kessler is probably the best option the Lakers get right now, just because of his age, his interior size, defense. He's shown the ability to stretch the floor. I'm big on Walker Kessler personally, and he's one of the best rim protectors, defenders in the entire league. So yeah, I would pretty much do whatever you have to go get Kessler. Now, John Collins, I really love the idea of John Collins. Now, I was originally, because other people brought up, hey, like, what do you think about John Collins? And originally I was kind of like, it wasn't really my preferred trade. But like the more that I thought about it and broke it down, and I did a couple videos, so I did some deep dives and looked into, just the details. The more I liked Collins, right? Like if the Lakers get Kessler and Collins, I would love that. Like I would pretty much give up whatever you want. My only other concern with John Collins was his contract, if I remember correctly. I was kind of like, I don't really like his contract. But let's see what it is next year, because you won't have to pay him this year too, and you'd have to trade for his contract for next year. So, Collins contract. Boom. Here we go. Come on. Playing games. There we go. Spot track. How many years does he have left? He has now. He has a player option next year for $26.5 million. Ooh. I'm gonna have to do a video about him when the season's over. I wonder if you can convince him to waive his player option and then just sign with the Lakers on a long-term deal. Because he has a $26.5 million player exception next year. 26,580,000 player option. I wonder if you could convince him, like, hey, waive your player option and we'll give you like 4 years, like 72 million, right? So it's like 18 million a year. I think something like that would be worth it. Right? It might be a slight overpay because you probably get him for like 15 million, but you're getting him to waive his contract and then you just sign him and then trade the assets. Yeah, if you could do something like that, I would love that. I might actually have to do a video about that. I'm gonna wait until Lakers are officially eliminated before I start getting into the offseason stuff. But yeah, I like that. But yeah, if you could trade for him, sure, I would trade for him. If you could just sign him, Maxwell, I would prefer to just sign him. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Everyone that gave me super chat, seriously, thank you so very much. Like I said, I think the Lakers win the next game, and then after that, I think it's a wrap. But we'll see, right? Like I said, it's never over until it's over, technically. I once again, I haven't seen enough from the Lakers to where I trust and believe that they can come back and win 3 straight. Right? I just don't think that this team is capable of doing that. So personally, I think the Lakers are cooked. But I do have an obligation to be like, hey, you know what? It's still technically possible. We'll see. I think if the Lakers get to a game 7, I think that's a possibility. But like I said, my thing is like, if the Lakers are going to lose, then just lose now, right? Like, because the thing that would frustrate me more than anything would be if the Lakers get to a game 7 and then lose game 7, right? Like, I would like lose my mind. But yeah, hopefully the Lakers get it done. And if not, Lakers are it's gonna be a busy offseason in my opinion, or it should be. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, again, I appreciate you guys. On your way out, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I would greatly appreciate it. You people are beautiful, and I will see you all.